or rather tornado warning. So reading from what the National Weather Service has said, so this is a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado, so that does not mean that a tornado has been reported or seen, but that does mean that this is capable of producing a tornado moving east at 30 miles per hour, is moving at a rapid pace. This is all ahead of a cold front, and we have a cold front that triggered some storms, and then we have the storm that has interacted with the sea breeze and likely spun or at least brought some rotation. So there is potential for a tornado with this storm. That does include, or at least the storm is near the Sebastian Inlet and the Sebastian Inlet State Park around 5:40 p.m. So it's very important that if you live in Roseland, Sebastian, and Mico, that you need to be taking cover right now. That is something you need to be doing. You should have already been doing it, but this is where the time to take action. We cannot chance things with this. These storms have already brought heavy winds, 50 to 60 mile per hour winds. They have brought hail, and we know that there's already winds within the storm. So regardless of whether or not there is a tornado here, we are looking at a powerful storm that is moving east and bringing the winds. So let me pull up the base velocity so we can actually see what we're seeing with the winds. So in terms of winds, I'm going to turn off this so I can see the winds. There we go. Apologies again. This is all live and working with this. So our system here shows that where we are currently seeing the rotation. This is something, a tool that you can only get here at Fox 35. And I'll turn off the lightning. Obviously, there is a lot of lightning with this storm, so we have had plenty of that. But we know there's lightning in the storm here. But I want to show you, let me move this across. This is where our system is indicating where the couplet could be, where that tornado may be. So that would be right over Mico and moving to the east. So right there, and this is, if I can move across, this is Route 1, Old Dixie to Grant down to Mico, and that couplet is likely right here. So if there were to be a tornado, if there were to be a funnel cloud, it would be over this area, Mico to Ballard Pines and Evan Pines. And there you go. This is minute by minute updates here, but it's now indicating that if there is a tornado, it is actually likely just along the shoreline. Now, something that is important to note is that there is a delay from what we see on the radar and what is actually occurring. So it is possible that if there were to be a tornado, it could be right there along the coast. Let me zoom even closer. As we zoom in, these winds, this is State Highway A1A, and there's Mico, just for a point of reference. I know I'm very zoomed in right now, so you're probably wondering, where are we on the map? But we are looking at, zoom out. So we are looking at this storm that is over Brevard County, right in between Mico and Sebastian, where that tornado warning is. Okay, so we are going. So we're going to go to Fox 35 right now. Is what you said? Okay, 30 seconds. All right. So we're going to be on. All right, so we are looking at live coverage right now of a tornado warning in Brevard County. That we are going to go live here. Breaking in right now, we have an active tornado warning in Brevard County. We are looking at a storm that has brought a lot of lightning and has also brought heavy winds. Plenty of lightning with this storm, but the big concern here is an active tornado warning. As that storm has moved to the southeast or to the east, we are looking at an active tornado warning that does include Mico, so I'll take off lightning. Obviously, a lot of lightning with the storm, but the concern is this tornado warning from Mico to Sebastian and moving east. Now, a tool we have here at Fox 35, can only get that here, is where that tornado is likely, if there were to be a tornado. This is a radar indicated tornado, so we have not had any reports yet, no visible reports of this, but if it were to be anywhere, our radar is indicating, and our tool is that it would be right there, just east of Mico, Ballard Pines to Evan Pines to your south along State Highway A1A to Roseland. So this is moving to the east. We are going to continue to track this storm on Fox 35 Plus. If you live in this area, you should be taking cover, but we'll have more for you on Fox 35 Plus, so please tune in. Okay, If you are still tuning in on Fox 35 Plus, we are looking now again still at an active tornado warning from Miko to Roseland and Sebastian to the east. Now, this occurred very quickly with this, and this was a very rapidly moving storm, 30 miles per hour moving to the east. So this storm, what it likely did, interacted with the sea breeze right along the intercoastal. And I'm going to zoom out some, so apologies for moving around, but I want to show you where that tornado warning is. Miko to Sebastian to the east. The red circle you see here that is indicated, that is a tool that we have that indicates where that rotation may be. As I pull up base velocity, so I can see exactly what we're looking at with the winds, it does look like there may be some broad rotation with this. The green meaning it's going towards the radar, the winds, the red away. So when you have green and red right beside each other, that means there is some rotation. So that is what we have seen indicated here. But this storm continues to track to the east and is moving likely offshore. So when I put on all the red you see there, that is all the heavy rain, and we've had lots of lightning with the storm. So regardless, again, of whether or not there is a tornado warning, we still have a powerful severe thunderstorm warning that does include a good chunk of Brevard County, from Miko to Sebastian to Orchid, Indian River shores. You probably have heard that lightning. This is all the same storm that is capable of producing severe winds of 60 miles per hour and is right now also capable of producing a tornado. Now, I want to make sure that I'm seeing here the latest update from the National Weather Service, so you can get the latest information. I'm only going off of what I'm seeing on the radar, so I have to use what tools I have at my disposal. But the latest update here from the National Weather Service is that it is still an active tornado warning. This continues until 6:15 p.m. where we do have that tornado warning. And even if we are looking at this cell or this area, this couplet, this rotation with this storm and moving offshore, that isn't to say that it couldn't be something farther south, because this environment, it is conducive. It is possible that we could see a rotation from these storms as they interact with the sea breeze. So Indian River shores, I definitely, given that you're in a tornado, or rather a severe thunderstorm warning, there is a possibility where you could see this as this line that is extended to the southwest moves to the east. So when we're looking at the storm, you see this is over the last 30 minutes, how quickly this has all moved to the east, bringing heavy rain. We could be dealing with localized flooding here, 2+ inches of rain, 2 to 3 inches of rain. There definitely will likely be some flooding in Miko to Sebastian. So you're going to be seeing flooding, you're going to be hearing lots of thunder with this heavy rain and this storm, and there is that potential still where we're looking at a possibility of a tornado warning. So let me zoom back in. Again, I want to give you the important information, what you need to know at home right now. From Ballard Pines to south, the red circle showing you where we could possibly be seeing that funnel cloud. I do not have any confirmation. I have unfortunately no access to Twitter right now. I can't go through and see if anyone has reported it, but according to the National Weather Service and the latest update they have there has not been a report of any, or rather of a tornado that has been seen. So this is going off of radar indication, which where we have this green and red, that means those winds are rotating, and this would be east of Miko, Roseland, and Sebastian, right along the state A1A. Now, we have other tools that we can look at, and this is one of our other tools that shows where there is that potential rotation. And as it shows, I do think that most of the rotation, if anything with this storm, as that red circle was showing, is offshore, is moving to the east. We're going to play this safe, as we should always, and we're going to assume that there still is a risk with the severe nature of this storm. We have seen a strong storm, a active severe thunderstorm warning with a tornado warning included that runs from Miko to Sebastian and to the east to the intercoastal. There is potential that that funnel cloud, if it were to have developed, if there were to be a tornado, would be offshore right now, given that where that rotation is showing on our radar. But there is still a possibility that we are looking at a risk that continues over land. So another indicator is debris detector. This would tell us if there was any damage, and if the damage was lofted into the air. If it was up in the air, the radar would see that. I'm not seeing anything obvious. That's what we want to see. And what we're looking at with all of our tools, because we have so many tools at our disposal here, that we want to make sure that we're seeing what is the most likely threat. So even without that threat of a tornado, we're still a threat of hail. We've had a possibility of some large hail here, and I'm going to show you what we could see. 1 inch of hail. Grant, Valkyria to your east, Miko, a half inch of hail as well. And if you live in this area and if you've seen anything, whether that be hail, damaging winds, any of that, please do report it to us, Fox 35 Orlando. You can report it to us on Twitter, on Facebook. Make sure that you are getting that information in. It's extremely helpful for the National Weather Service and for us to see some of that ground truth of what is actually going on. And we want to make sure that we know that we can fully get the picture of what we're seeing with these storms. So once again, kind of resetting things, we still do have an active tornado warning for Miko to Sebastian running to the east. The heaviest of this storm, where it looks like there could be that highest risk of hail, damaging winds, the obvious tornado risk that runs would be running from Miko to Sebastian and then down to the southwest towards 95 and moving east. If you live in Orchid or Indian River shores, there is still a possibility that we may see this part of the storm that's off to the west towards 95 move east, and we'll have to watch that for rotation because this has not interacted with the sea breeze that is stuck along the coast. There is an active tornado warning farther to our south in South Florida with the same environment, which is why we cannot ignore this environment here or Indian River shores. But for the time being, we do have an active tornado warning that is continuing over Miko to Sebastian and Brevard County. Our radar has shown that the red circle, you see it is disappeared, is dissipated. That means that it is not necessarily seeing as great of a rotation likely continuing there. So that has moved offshore, which would be a good sign, and that would say that the threat is likely gone there, or most likely gone, but we have still seen this tornado warning that remains active, and we should treat it as though it is still the threat is still there. But from what I have seen from our radar tools that we're looking at, we're looking right along Roseland to Route 1 to the North Miko Road, Wagon Master Trail. This is where the heaviest rain continues, where that active tornado warning is, the State Highway A1A. And let me go through some of those details that we have seen with the, let me see, we have a couple of updates here. And thank you for being patient with me. I'm trying to go through all this information. There's a lot of information, obviously, when you have a tornado warning and with active severe weather. So it's important that I get all that information to you. Okay, so we are going to go live in the next 5 minutes on Fox 35. Obviously, there's a soccer game going on right now, but want to make sure that everyone knows. Those of you that continue to tune in and staying safe and informed, appreciate that. That is the smart thing to do here. We do still have a tornado warning that continues until 6:15 p.m. The storm is moving over Sebastian Inlet. We know that's moving to the east at 30 miles per hour, moving very quickly. To be honest, I would not be surprised if they were to expire this tornado warning, given the location of the rotation that we saw with the radar. But right now, we're seeing still some extremely heavy rain, a lot of lightning. You're hearing so much lightning with this storm. And as I go farther to the, if I move farther out, so I'm going to move farther out to show you what we're seeing, because I want to show you what else is going on. We do still have some thunderstorms in Volusia County from Edgewater to Titusville, but most of the heavier rain and the focused severe weather is over the southern part of Brevard County from Rockledge, from Satellite Beach and to the south, where we do have an active severe thunderstorm warning. We also have a tornado warning that's even farther to the south. So this is all that same environment. And I'm not going to move on from this because I still do think that there is a possibility in southern Brevard County, far southeastern Brevard County, Indian River shores, where we still haven't seen this storm make it to the intercoastal, where that sea breeze is parked against, and that may allow for a bit more rotation. But look at this lightning. As our lightning tracker, let me put that back up there for you. I think I'll have to turn it on over here, but let me show you how much lightning we're seeing with this storm. It is an incredible amount of lightning, 310 total strikes there. That is a tremendous amount of lightning. So Grant-Valkyria, so we obviously talk about that tornado risk, but there is definite risk when it comes to cloud to ground lightning, which we are likely seeing with this. And we are looking at some winds that have been potent in this storm, with winds up to, let me pull up the base velocity. I'll turn off the lightning just for a second so we can see what winds we're looking at here. And we're still seeing some very strong winds, 20 to 30 miles per hour, and I think it might be underestimating the winds, but 30 miles per hour likely coming to the surface with this storm. So we still have an active severe thunderstorm warning. There's a lot of lightning with this storm, packing a punch with the lightning. Most of the lightning now is over Miko to the north to Malabar and moving to the east. The storm is moving at a pace of 30 miles per hour. And I'll pull up the reflectivity so you can see where the heaviest rain is right now, right here. And this is also a sign that we could be seeing more hail. And that is a sign where you have a lot of lightning, you often have more hail. So we're seeing that as well, where we could have hail up to 1 inch in diameter. This is east of Grant-Valkyria, south of Malabar, and northeast of Miko. Very heavy rain, lots of lightning and hail with this storm, which is why it is severe thunderstorm warning. We have a live view here. Perfect. Thank you so much. So this is a live view in India Atlantic, which we are looking for. India Atlantic, let me pull that up with the reflectivity to show you what we're watching for, at least. So India Atlantic is to the north, but we are seeing that storm to the south. You can see the dark skies that we have. So we're going to be watching for that storm to the south of India Atlantic moving off to the east, where most of the heavy rain, if you were in Malabar, Palm Bay, Melbourne, I know you're in a severe thunderstorm warning right now. The storm is generally clear down to your southeast. Still a little bit of heavy rain there in Malabar, but Palm Bay and to the north, I would likely think the severe threat has dropped. But we have at least more heavy rain right now. It does look like, as of the latest, the National Weather Service, it doesn't show, there we go, okay. So they have canceled that tornado warning for Brevard and Indian River, so we have dropped that, but we still do have an active tornado, or active severe thunderstorm warning that continues until 6:15 p.m., where we're really just watching this area here. Let me pull this up, but we are watching mostly with this area just to the east of 95, and that is where I could see.
Spend your mornings with us. Good Day Orlando. Everything you need to wake up, get ready to head out the door, and still put a smile.
Around Manatee Pocket from that cell as it works into the area. All right, what else is going on? Let's go to the wide view once again here. And the severe thunderstorm warning, which is in effect around Belgrade. And this line of storms, obviously, will continue to work toward the coastline. Just had a report of a 60-mile-an-hour wind in Belgrade at a reporting station there. It's pretty impressive stuff. So, as I said, if you encounter any kind of severe weather, you just want to stay inside until the storms pass. And Kate, if we get any reports of any kind of damage or anything like that, please pass them along. Or reports of a funnel cloud touching the ground. It's certainly valuable information that we want to pass along. But I've got the chat right here too, so I can keep a pretty good eye on. Oh, we have another report of 40-mile-an-hour winds. So that's over Lake Okeechobee too. That was Lakeport, western side of the lake, but an indication of just how strong this line of storms is. So Belglade just had a 60-mile-an-hour wind gust, a severe thunderstorm warning in effect until 6:45 for western Palm Beach County. That is this yellow polygon, includes parts of Loxahatchee, not really into Wellington or Royal Palm or most of the acreage at this point, but it is headed in that direction. And I would say 10, 15 minutes from now, you're going to be dealing with some very strong winds. You may already in that area be feeling what we call the leading edge, the downdraft, the cold air flooding ahead of the line of storms. The temperature will drop 10, 15, 20 degrees just ahead of this, and then the storms work in after that and really fire up with lots of lightning. That's when you definitely don't want to be outside. You hear thunder, get inside, and certainly stay there until the storms pass. If you encounter any kind of damaging winds, you want to get in your safe room and stay there until the storms pass too. So that's Palm Beach County. Again, at the coastline, not much going on at this point, but that will change heading into, I would say, the next hour. On the Treasure Coast, it's already arrived. It's moved through Sebastian and Vero, Port St. Lucie now. That's probably, I would arguably, our most dangerous storm right now is the one moving from Port St. Lucie into Palm City, Sewell's Point, Jensen Beach, and working quickly to the south at the same time. So who's up next? Well, it doesn't take much to figure that out. It'll be Hobe Sound along Bridge Road, Jupiter Farms along the Beeline, and down through the Gardens and Juno Beach and North Palm, Ballin Isles and PGA National and the acreage. This is all going to fill in. So these areas, and I can tell you some of these areas up until a few minutes ago had lots of sunshine, which is not good because it fuels these storms at the same time because the temperature is very, very warm, and that just adds to the strength of the storms once they hit the coastline. So that tornado warning, as I said, is in effect for the Jensen Beach and not quite down into Stewart, but if it holds together and that rotation continues, Stewart, you're up next for this. So that's eastern Martin County, that tornado warning, and that is in effect, let's see, that just came out. Martin and St. Lucie, that is in effect until 6:30 tonight. And as I said, no reports of any tornadoes, just Doppler radar. Well, there was a report, of a funnel cloud in Sebastian about 4 o'clock this afternoon. But as far as tornado damage, tornadoes being reported on the ground, nothing like that has occurred at this point. So this is that storm that is moving into Stewart and Palm City. Torrential rain. You just want to stay inside. Don't go outside in this storm situation. Just stay inside. And if you're in Hobe Sound and Jupiter and Tequesta, they're not bad right now, is it? Just stay inside. This is going to be in your backyard in about 10 to 15 minutes, moving very quickly to the coastline. These are just exploding as they move toward the coast. Obviously, we have multiple severe thunderstorm warnings. We've had multiple tornado warnings, and you'll notice most of those are right along the coast. And as it works in across Stewart, and that's the Turnpike and Becker off on the side of your screen there, the rainfall, here it comes. It's only going to get worse. The visibility is going to go down in that area because around Becker, they haven't got into the real core of this yet. They will in the next few minutes. Look at all the lightning that cuts all the way back through Indian. I think I just heard a rumble of thunder there too outside. So tornado warning, severe thunderstorm warning, eastern St. Lucie and Martin County. That is in effect until 6:30 tonight from that line of storms, which has showing some rotation during the day, and that's why we have the concern with that. And the wider view that shows a severe thunderstorm warning for western Palm Beach County, and that line is moving quickly toward the east. And widen out a little bit here, and there we go. There's that severe thunderstorm warning. So that is for western Palm Beach County, including Belglade, which had, in the last few minutes, a 60-mile-an-hour wind gust. Those are big winds. Those bring down tree branches. They don't typically bring down trees, but they'll bring down tree branches. They'll take shingles off your house. I mean, that's strong tropical storm force wind gusts, a serious line of storms. And that is moving more toward northern Palm Beach County. I'll also tell you that I've been watching the computer models on this line of storms for several days now, and they all really focus on northern Palm Beach County of being a big area for some of the strongest weather that develops this afternoon and early evening. I expect that almost all of this will be through our area by 7:30 tonight. But before that happens, once this gets to the coast and collides with the sea breeze, well, which it's doing right now, the sea breeze that's developed on our coast is just going to continue to strengthen these storms as they arrive to the Turnpike and 95 and US 1. So severe thunderstorm warning, that is for western Palm Beach County. That is until 6:30 tonight and could be, I believe 6:30, and it could be extended past that. And that's that polygon right there, the yellow polygon showing up right over Belglade and almost to Wellington. Look at how it's all starting to fill in again. So we're almost up to 800 lightning strikes every few minutes, just a little over 700 now. I mean, when's the last time you've seen the radar and the lightning counter look like this? It's been a long time. I don't remember the last time. A couple of years? I mean, this is really wild weather that's developed, and this is April. So tornado warning, eastern St. Lucie, eastern Martin, that is until 6:30 tonight. 49-mile-an-hour wind, Lake Okeechobee, another big wind just reported. And that's why we have that severe thunderstorm warning in effect. That is, again, for Belglade. We will more than likely see more warnings issued along the coastline of Palm Beach County and parts of Martin County. The area of Martin County that has the severe thunderstorm and the tornado warning is really the northeastern corner. We're talking just around the Roosevelt Bridge, just in this area here, and around Jensen Beach. So it's pushing south though, and look at how it's just filling in on the eastern side of the lake at the same time. And remember what I just told you a few minutes ago. It's still a nice day. Jupiter, Cuesta, northern Palm Beach County. That will change. Give it 10 minutes, and you're going to be in this. It's almost to the farms now. It looks like it's crossed the it has crossed the beeline. Or, well, starting to cross there's the beeline there. There's Indian Town Road. Get down into PGA Boulevard and North Lake. So it's almost there. Calusa, you'll be the first one to get some of this heavy rain and this lightning. And then it gets into 95 and the Turnpike at the same time. Oh, thank you, Kate. That's actually some of the best stuff. Oh, don't take it away. I think I'll need that a little while. All right. All right, Indian River Estates, hail showing up. We've had reports of hail in some of these cells as they work through. So that's some pretty good sized hail that has fallen in the Indian River Shores area. Getting, let's see, reports of, we have a tornado warning for Martin and St. Lucie. The severe thunderstorm warning has been expired for Palm Beach County. Not confirmed, although a spotter report of a rotating wall cloud. That's not really surprising because we've had this persistent rotation with these cells during the day. Either way, if you get into these areas that have the tornado warnings and the severe thunderstorm warnings, just get in your safe room and stay there until they pass, because this is a big, very dangerous storm. This line of storms right here. Think about, I don't know how long we've been on, half an hour, 45 minutes. We've had multiple tornado warnings with this line of storms right along US 1. Started in Sebastian, then down toward Vero and Fort Pierce and into Port St. Lucie, and now we have it into Jensen Beach, and I suspect we're going to continue to see that continue to climb. We got some rain coming in, a video coming in. There's Port St. Lucie, and obviously you do not want to be driving in this. A couple inches of quick rain on the roadways. We're under a excessive rainfall threat this afternoon, mainly along coastal Palm Beach County, but obviously on the Treasure Coast too. I mean, if you can send us videos and photos and do it safely, please do. Just go to WPTV.com and you can send that in, and we'll certainly use what you provide to us. Just make sure you can do it in a safe fashion, because we have almost 1,000 lightning strikes moving into our area in the next hour. So tornado warning. That's the red polygon. I mean, you can hardly see the polygons here over the lightning and the red radar returns. But tornado warning, that is for St. Lucie and eastern Martin County, really northeastern Martin County. That continues for, I believe, until 6:30, and a severe thunderstorm warned area on top of that. I see there's still, and I'm not sure why this is still showing up, because the Weather Service says it's been canceled, but the severe thunderstorm warning for Palm Beach County, it says it's been, well, we'll keep an eye on it. Sometimes it takes a couple of minutes to drop off, but it's almost irrelevant because it's a very dangerous storm too, and it's moving now more in a northwest direction. It's going to collide with that other line of storms that is working its way south through now into Stewart and Palm City. So this is moving northeast. This line of storms is moving south. And as I said a few minutes ago, the computer models were really hinting that this area of South Florida would be kind of where we would see the collision of all these boundaries happen in the late afternoon and early evening. We're up to almost 6:15 now, and we have one severe thunderstorm warning, one tornado warning, severe thunderstorm warned area here in western Palm Beach County. We have our lightning counters dropped a little bit, still almost 600 lightning strikes every few minutes. The big line of storms and the real dangerous weather has now started to pull away from, let's see, from Vero. Well, it looks like it's actually filled in a little bit. That looks like a new severe thunderstorm warned area for the Vero Beach area. That is until 6:15. So that would be one of the old warnings that was in place. Severe thunderstorm warning at Indian River, and then we have severe thunderstorm warning for St. Lucie until 6:45. We have the tornado warned area. I think I'm going to have to zoom into that to show you that. There's so much information here, it's difficult to see if I can. Tornado warning, so that expires at 6:30. So we have another 15 minutes roughly for that one. And that is this cell that has persistent rotation, I would say for at least a half an hour. It started in Sebastian. There were reports of a funnel cloud in Sebastian, and then through St. Lucie County, through Fort Pierce, and then more Jensen Beach, not so much in through tradition in St. Lucie West, but more toward the coastline. We had this tornado warning, and now it's pretty much just the north side of the Roosevelt Bridge, a little polygon right here. Could it be extended a little farther south? Sure. The radar returns are very significant here, and it looks like it still has some rotation with it, but now heavy rain and lots of lightning. Palm City, back through downtown Stewart. Now it's beginning to arrive. Not quite into Port Salerno. Give it another few minutes. It'll be into Port Salerno. And then Hope Sound and Jupiter. And again, we have that severe thunderstorm warned area right there. That is for Palm Beach until 6:15. So that will drop off in about 1 minute. As I said, though, obviously this is a significant storm. There's a very strong thunderstorm that is making its way across the beeline and in toward Hope Sound, Jupiter, and Palm Beach Gardens. Not a whole lot going on at this point around Boca and Delray and the Lake Worth Beach, really from West Palm south. Let's go a little farther south here, see what we can see to the south. There's some activity here. Also tell you, our radar site is Lantana. It's pretty much right where that turnpike symbol is. And as this rain, these torrential downpours get closer, the radar beam sometimes will fade off a little bit. It has a very difficult time getting through tropical, significant rainfall like this. So these storms will likely continue to intensify and push in toward Boca and Delray, 441. We'll keep an eye on this. It's not much at this point, but the computer models indicated that it would be an area that would develop during the afternoon too. All right, strong thunderstorm. Okay, that's for western Palm Beach County. A spotter report in Martin County. Looks like more, observations of rotating wall clouds, forerunner to what could be a funnel cloud developing. So that's that Martin County, that cell that has produced numerous tornado warnings. It's not really a cell, it's more of a line of storms that is moving through. It is right here. in through Stewart and Palm City and down through Indiantown now and almost in toward TWCKodster and Jupiter. That's Palm City, where obviously we're dealing with this, where the heavy downpours have started. Just come on in here, Kate.
All right, this special statement for strong storms, northwestern Palm Beach County.
Okay, yes, yeah, I just noticed that. So that replaces the severe thunderstorm warning that we just had for western Palm Beach County. That we had that 60-mile-an-hour wind. That was the Belglade area. Oh, thanks. That was for the Belglade area, and that warning was discontinued. But we have, of course, still strong storms. Looks like a pretty solid outflow boundary going on in that area too. I'll zoom in. I mean, there's so much to talk about with these warnings. I mean, how many tornado warnings have we had so far? 5, 6? I mean, we're losing count now. The severe thunderstorm warnings, numerous severe thunderstorm warnings. Look at this boundary, work into Jupiter Fry. So now Calusa, Beeline, Indiantown, the farms, TWCKodster, Dye Preserve and tailwinds there. North County Airport, and be in there, Ibis, all this area. Getting some big rain, widen out just a little bit here. I'm not sure why this widens out and then moves, but because it's never done that in the past, but today it wants to. We'll zoom in, and there's that line. So racing now into central Palm Beach County. Wellington, look at how the back end of this continues to intensify too. It's developing. So this moves into Wellington, Royal Palm, the acreage, and then eventually the gardens. I mean, it'll arrive first, Hope Sound and Jupiter Farms. It's right on the doorstep of those areas. And our most significant storm system is this one still. This is that tornado warned area. It's showing persistent, very persistent rotation in the last minute. Okay, so the tornado warning for Martin and St. Lucie has just been canceled. Good news with that. Still a very dangerous storm. If you're in this is a big deal. I mean, this is, what, 250 lightning strikes in the last few minutes, and that's just from Jensen Beach and around St. Lucie Inlet, Palm City and Stewart, back through Palm City Farms and back through Indiantown. Look at this line come in. So that, Stewart and Palm City and Port Salerno and Manatee Pocket, it's raining now, about 30 seconds in some areas, but the real heavy stuff, it's still 10, 15, 20 minutes away. So the severe thunderstorm warned area is that yellow polygon. That's still in effect, I believe, until 6:45. That's for Martin County. So that is, obviously that warning is still in effect, which is a big deal. These cells have, so far in our area, produced 50 and 60-mile-an-hour winds. So that is a big, big line of storms coming into Martin County now along the coastline. Get the big picture here for you again. If it works, there we go. I'll get the hang of this. So there's the entire line. And look what's happened on the back end, even behind. Normally when a line of storms goes through, it settles and stabilizes the atmosphere, and we get just like light and moderate rain. Not today. Look at Vero and Sebastian. Look at the lightning that has fired up even behind that main line. That is impressive. Big, big lightning. So still dangerous situation in that area. And a little farther south, so the video coming in, Martin Highway and 95. There it is, folks. That's what I was telling you about just 10 minutes ago. That's why just stay inside. Hopefully you're not outside if you live in Hobe Sound. Big lightning flashes. I bet we could watch that video and it would just be almost nonstop flashes of lightning, because it's hundreds of lightning strikes coming in toward Martin Highway. That's Martin Highway, right? And 95. Yeah. I mean, almost. Yeah. You don't want to be out driving in that. So just stay inside. This isn't going to last all night. This will last in this area. It'll last, I would say, another 45 minutes, 1 hour. I mean, the real heavy stuff, and then push south after that. There's a lot of dry area behind this that'll work in, so it'll be a big improvement as we get into the evening. So Hobe Sound, Gomez, Jupiter Island, Jupiter Farms, TWCKodster, You're up next for this. It's not raining. Look at it. It's on your doorstep, though. It's very, very close to now Bridge Road. There's Bridge Road in 95. See that lightning? Just nonstop. That's all this here. That's all this moving through that area. Right at Becker Road. Becker Road will be right in here, I think, John. And Becker Road would be like right in this area here, I think. Right underneath all these little banners. Yeah, there's 95. There's the county line. So Becker's right roughly here. So the camera would be in this area here. So it's actually going to start to improve a little bit. I probably have to zoom in. It's still, that might be Martin Highway there. There's Becker. Yeah. So that's where that camera is. So that should start to, oh, Martin Highway. Sorry about that. There's Martin, right? Yeah, so that's where that camera is located. So it should start to improve in just a few minutes. And, but still, you know, the worst of it is to the east and to the north. That's the severe thunderstorm warned area, more toward the coastline. It's big though, all through Palm City, torrential rains, and headed toward Hobe Sound and Jupiter and Tequesta and North Palm. I hear some rumbles of thunder here too. Why is that happening? Well, that's happening because of this line in Palm Beach County that, look at all the lightning strikes. Look at that lightning strike there. This is why if you hear thunder, get inside, even if it's not raining. It may still be sunny in this area. A couple down there, look at that lightning strike there. That's not an error. That's where the lightning strike was. Lake Worth, so 6th or 10th Avenue in Lake Worth. The rain is still 10, 15 miles to the west. But if you hear thunder, get inside, get in a safe spot. This is what we call the anvil cloud ahead of the storm. So it's likely cloudy at this point, but the rain's almost to that lightning strike there. So that's PGA, that's around North County Airport, PGA and the B line. And obviously this one down Lake Worth Beach, that's almost to 95. And the rain's going to take a little while to get there. But this is coming, Palm Beach County. And so Jupiter, I give it another, let me see if I can put the tracker on this. If I can get this working. For some reason, I was having trouble with the tracker today. Doesn't want to work for some reason. Oh, there, I got it to work. So you're looking at this line moving at 30, 35 miles an hour toward the coastline. So the acreage, Wellington, Loxahatchee, and then into 95 and the Turnpike in the next 20 to 30 minutes, very quickly to the coast. So impressive day, very impressive day. So this is that severe thunderstorm warning for Western Palm Beach County. That's been discontinued. Marine warning for Lake Okeechobee. Yeah, that's obviously this part of the storm here. And let's go, if we can, to Danielle Seat, who is in Martin County. Danielle, can you hear me? You're really in the
Yeah, I can hear you.
You're really in the heart of this storm as it moves through. What's it like there?
So we were driving north. We started just driving north, and it just got darker and darker. My photographer, we're in the car together, and we both just said, has the sun set? Because it very quickly got dark. Driving into this was very eerie. But we're now in the Stewart area where we've pulled over. The clouds are moving quickly. There's a lot of lightning, but again, it's just really dark.
Yeah. Is it? Do you have the rain where you are yet?
It's been drizzling a little bit, but no, we haven't hit too much rain just yet. Just really dark clouds and a lot of lightning all up north. And then if you look back south, it definitely, you can tell that it's still light out. But yeah, everything north is very dark.
Right. Yeah. You're right about that, because it's kind of a weird weather day, because in your area, you have the storms coming in from the north and northwest, and then you have this second line essentially coming in from the west and the south. So you're kind of getting surrounded by these very strong storms. Be careful out there. Are you close to, let's say, 95 or US 1?
We just took the 95 exit top on the phone with you. We're starting to see some drizzling of rain as well, and the clouds are moving over top of us. So we just got off 95 at exit 101.
Oh, okay. Yep. So give it another couple of minutes, you're going to be really in some big weather here. So stay safe, and if you can get off the roadway, stay off the roadway, because as we were watching Martin Highway and 95, that traffic cam just went to zero visibility very, very quickly. I mean, this is moving in so fast that it can catch a lot of people off guard. Maybe it's cloudy at this point, maybe a little bit of drizzle, but give it 5 or 10 minutes and it's heavy rain and these hundreds of lightning strikes. So I counted just in this area, almost 400 strikes. Look at the lightning going on in Stewart and Palm City and through Indiantown now. And those are big, big numbers for the lightning counter. As I said earlier, I don't remember the last time it's been this active. I'd say at least a couple of years. I could be wrong on that. Either way, it's a big day of weather, and you want to stay inside. If you have any outdoor activities, anything you had to do this evening, you hold off 2-3 hours, you should be fine. This will all be through, when are we, 6:30 now? This should all be through the area as we get in toward 7 and 7:30. I mean, the real heavy stuff, which is yet to arrive along coastal Palm Beach County, and obviously is working its way south. John's, I think, just mesmerized. I mean, it really is mesmerizing looking at this. I do this every day. I watch the radar. These are big, dangerous storms. Just the lightning strikes alone are very, very dangerous. And we're up to 6. I mean, it's amazing seeing it fluctuate. We got up to over 800 a few minutes ago. Now we're down to 616. I suspect that number's going to climb again, though, as we start to get closer to the coast. Look at all these lightning strikes that have popped up along the coastline now. We were talking about this earlier. So the storm is still, well, that's that same one, I think, that we were showing a few minutes ago. The strike will stay up for like 5 or 8 minutes, and then it'll drop off. Flood advisory now for Martin and St. Lucie until 8:30. And have